So in the previous class, I have started theory of the projectile motion. I was discussing about oblique projection of the projectile motion. I have been discussing the equation for the horizontal range of the projectile in terms of initial speed of projection and angle of projection. Now I am going to continue the discussion about the theory of the oblique projection of the projectile motion. So you need not try to write the notes right from now. I will be discussing the theory first, giving you the explanation. Later I will show you the notes and with PowerPoint presentation. So those who are interested in writing the notes or making a note of the conclusions, then they can start writing once I start showing the PowerPoint presentation or the typed notes. So next I am going to discuss about the equation of the trajectory of the projectile. So I am going to discuss the equation of the trajectory. The path or the curve along which the projectile moves is called the trajectory of the projectile. The equation of the trajectory means equation of the path or the curve along which the projectile moves. So displacement in the horizontal direction in time t. In the case of oblique projection is given by, as I discussed in the previous class, x equal to u cos theta into t. So to find the equation of the trajectory in any example of two-dimensional motion in the xy plane, you have to find the equation relating x and y in terms of constants. For that, you have to eliminate the time t from the equations from x and y. So displacement x in the horizontal direction in time t after projection is given by x equal to u cos theta into t. From this equation, you can write t equal to x by u cos theta. The equation for displacement in the vertical direction in time t is given by y equal to ui into t plus half ay t square. So here that means we have used the equation s equal to ut plus half at square for motion in the vertical direction. You can substitute ui is equal to u sin theta and time t equal to x by u cos theta. The acceleration ay in the y direction can be written as vertical direction equal to minus g, and t equal again you can substitute x by u cos theta. So in the equation y equal to ui into t plus half ay t square, I substituted t equal to x by u cos theta both in the first term and second term. So you can cancel u here. Then you get sin theta by cos theta, can write tan theta. So you get the equation of the trajectory of the projectile. In the case of horizontal projection as y equal to x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. So this is the equation of the trajectory of the projectile motion. So this equation of trajectory in the case of oblique projection, the equation of the trajectory in the case of oblique projection of the projectile motion is given by y equal to x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. This equation can be written in the form y equal to ax minus bx square, where a equal to tan theta here, b equal to g by 2vx square, where vx is the horizontal component velocity, which is equal to u cos theta. The acceleration due to gravity is a constant at a given place. The horizontal component of velocity of projectile remains constant during the entire motion under influence of gravity. Therefore, capital A and capital B can be treated as a constants. Capital A and capital B can be treated as constants during the motion under influence of gravity. So, capital A and capital B can be treated as constants for a given projectile. So, the equation y equal to ax minus bx square represents the equation of the parabola in the xy plane. In some of the numerical problems, we try to use the equation of trajectory in another form in terms of the horizontal range. So some problems can be solved more faster if you express the equation of the trajectory in terms of the horizontal range. So I am going to also express this equation of trajectory in terms of the horizontal range. So I'd like to discuss how we can express the equation of trajectory in terms of the horizontal range of projectile. As I discussed in the case of oblique projection, the horizontal range, or when the projectile returns to the horizontal plane of projection, in terms of initial speed u is given by r equal to u square sin theta by g. So from this equation, you can write u square equal to gr by sin 2 theta. Now the equation of trajectory of the projectile, which I have just now discussed, can be written as y equal to x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. Can substitute here u square equal to gr by sin 2 theta and substitute u square equal to gr by sin 2 theta in the denominator on the right hand side. Acceleration due to gravity g gets cancelled. So you get x tan theta minus x square into sin 2 theta by 2r into cos theta. So we can substitute here sin 2 theta equal to 2 sin theta cos theta the numerator in the second term, denominator cos theta, you can write cos theta into cos theta. So you can write cancel one cos theta, you can also cancel this 2 sin theta by cos theta, you can write it as tan theta. Therefore you can take y equal to x tan theta minus x square tan theta by r. You can take x tan theta common there. So you can write y equal to x tan theta into 1 minus x by r So that is the equation of the trajectory that can also be written in this manner in terms of the horizontal range R. So in case you are able to remember this equation also, you can solve some of the problems more faster. Next, I would like to discuss the relation between H, R and theta. So next I am going to discuss the relation between the maximum height reached horizontally and angle of projection, which can be used in some of the numerical problems. To find the angle of projection when you are given the ratio of the range and maximum height. Next, I would like to discuss about the relation between the maximum height reached horizontal range and angle of projection theta of the projectile in the case of oblique projection. The maximum height reached by the projectile above the horizontal plane of projection is given by u square sine square theta by 2g. The horizontal range of projectile in terms of the initial speed u and angle of projection is given by r equal to u square sine theta by g. So you can divide h with r. So u square sine square theta by 2g into g by u square sine 2 theta. So u square can be cancelled here. G can also be cancelled. Sine square theta I can write sine theta into sine theta by 2 into sine to theta I can write 2 sine theta cos theta. So sine theta I can cancel here both in numerator denominator. So you get h by r equal to 1 by 4 tan theta, or tan theta equal to 4h by r. So if h is the maximum height reached by the projectile above the horizontal plane of projection, and capital R is the horizontal range of the projectile when returns to the horizontal plane of projection, theta is the angle of projection of the projectile, and tan theta you can write 4h by r. This equation we directly use in good number of problems. Particularly this equation we'll try to use in those examples where you are given the ratio of the range of the projectile and the maximum height. For example, if you are given the range of the projectile is 4 times the maximum height reached, then you can write r equal to 4h. Then tan theta you will get 1, or theta equal to 45 degrees. So whenever you are given the ratio of the range of the projectile and the maximum height reached, you can use this equation to find the angle of projection theta. So next I am going to discuss mainly two special cases in the projectile motion. In the case of oblique projection, there are a good number of problems and examples which come under special case 1, which were given in the number of times in the previous entrance examinations. We consider two projectiles which are projected with the same initial speed u at different angles theta 1 and theta 2 to the horizontal. It can be shown that their horizontal ranges will be equal if the sum of their angles of projection is 90 degrees. I denote the angle of projection of the first projectile by theta 1, the angle of projection of second projectile by theta 2, such that theta 1 plus theta 2 is 90 degrees. So horizontal range of first projectile is denoted by R1. That is given by u square sine theta 1 by g. The horizontal range of the second projectile is given by R2 equal to u square sine theta 2 by g. So the value of g is a constant given place. So if you divide R1 with R2, you get sine theta 1 by sine theta 2. So if theta 1 plus theta 2 is 90 degrees, you can write theta 2 equal to 90 degrees minus theta 1. Then the two angles of projection are said to be complementary or complementary angles. We can call two angles theta 1 and theta 2 are complementary angles if sum of the angles theta 1 plus theta 2 is 90 degrees. So we can substitute here theta 2 equal to 90 degrees minus theta 1. So you get sine 2 theta 1 by sine 2 theta 2 becomes 2 into 90 degrees minus theta 1. So you can write sine 180 degrees minus 2 theta 1. As you must be knowing one formula in trigonometry, sine 180 degrees minus theta equal to sine theta. So use that formula here. So sine 180 degrees minus 2 theta 1 can be written as sine 2 theta 1. So you get R1 by R2 equal to 1. So you get R1 equal to R2. That means if two bodies are projected the same initial speed u at different angles theta 1 and theta 2 to the horizontal, then their horizontal ranges will be equal. The sum of their angles of projection is 90 degrees. Then the two angles of projection are said to be called as a complementary angles. I denote the range in each case by R. You can express the range R in each case in terms of the product of the maximum heights. So here the product of the maximum heights H1 and H2. At H1 denote the maximum height reached by the first projectile thrown at angle theta 1 to the horizontal. H2 is the maximum height reached by the second projectile thrown at a different angle theta 2 to the horizontal. So H1 you can write u square sine square theta 1 by 2g. H2 can be written as u square sine square theta 2 by 2g. Can substitute here theta 2 equal 90 degrees minus theta 1. You can take 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, can carry to the left side. So for H1 H2 equal to u square sine square theta 1 into u square sine square theta 2 is 90 degrees minus theta 1. By g square. So this you can write sine square theta 1 sine square 90 minus theta 1. I have substituted here theta 2 equal to 90 minus theta 1. So sine 90 minus theta 1 you can write cos theta 1. So this you can write it as, so you can write it as, so you can express the horizontal range in each case in terms of the product of the maximum as I discussed. If two bodies are projected same initial speed u, such that theta 1 plus theta 2 is 90 degrees. That means one body is projected at an angle theta 1 above the horizontal. Second body is projected at an angle theta 2 above the horizontal with the same initial speed. Then both the bodies cover the same horizontal range here. I denote it by R. So you can express R in terms of the product of H1 and H2. The maximum height H1 in the first case you can write u square sine square theta 1 by 2g. The maximum height in the second case you can write as u square sine square theta 2 by 2g. So you can substitute here theta, this you can write, you can carry 4 to the left side. So for H1, H2, you can write it as u square into sine theta 1 into sine theta 2 by g whole square. So you can substitute now theta 2 equal to 90 minus theta 1, because the two angles of projection are complementary. So sine 90 minus theta 1 you can write it as cos theta 1. So you can get for H1, H2 equal to u square sine theta 1 into cos theta 1 by g whole square. Can multiply numerator denominator with 2 here within the brackets. So you can write u square to 2 sine theta 1 into cos theta 1 by 2g whole square. Now 2 sine theta 1 cos theta 1 you can write sine 2 theta 1. So you get for H1, H2 equal to u square sine 2 theta 1 by g whole square into 1 by 4. U square sine theta 1 by g gives you the range R in the first case, which is same as the range R in the second case. The range R in each case are denoted by R. So for H1, H2 can be written as R square by 4. So you get R square equal to 16 H1, H2. So the range R in each case can be written as 4 into root of H1, H2. So you can also express the range R in each case in terms of the product of the times of flight. As I discussed earlier, maximum height reached by the projectile above the horizontal plane of projection in terms of time of flight can be written as h equal to gt square by 8. So you can express the maximum height in the two cases in terms of the times of flight. So maximum height reached by the first projectile can be written as h equal to gt1 square by 8. The same way you can substitute maximum height h2 in the second case by gt2 square by 8. Substituting in the equation I have written earlier, r equal to 4 into root of h1 h2. So you can write h1 equal to gt1 square by 8 and h2 can be written as gt2 square by 8. So you get r equal to 4 into gt1 t2 by 8, or horizontal range of the projectile in terms of each case, in terms of product of times of flight is given by r equal to half gt1 t2. So you can also solve the problems. You may be asked to find some of the initial speeds of projection, some of the maximum heights reached in terms of the initial speed of projection. Not some of the initial speed, some of the maximum heights in terms of initial speed you may be asked to calculate. So in that case, h1 plus h2 can be written as here h1 you can write u square sine square theta 1 by 2g. h2 you can write u square sine square theta 2 by 2g. In the present discussion, the two angles of projection are complementary. So you can substitute here theta 2 equal to 90 degrees minus theta 1. So sine 90 minus theta 1, you can write it as equal to cos theta 1. Now, as you know from trigonometry, sin square theta plus cos square theta will be equal to 1 for any value of theta. So sin square theta 1 plus cos square theta 1 will be equal to 1. Therefore, sum of the maximum heights reached by the two projectiles for the two complementary angles of projection, where you have same range r, is given by h1 plus h2 equal to u square by 2g. So I would like to discuss one more special case in oblique projection. As I discussed earlier, the maximum height reached by the projectile in terms of time of flight is given by h equal to gt square by 8. Let us consider two different projectiles projected with different initial velocities u1 and u2 at different angles theta 1 and theta 2 to the horizontal at the given place. The maximum height reached by the first projectile in terms of its time of flight is given by gt1 square by 8, which is denoted by h1. So maximum height reached by the second projectile in terms of its time of flight is given by gt2 square by 8, h2 equal to gt2 square by 8. T2 is the time of flight of second projectile. So we divide h1 with h2, get gt1 square by 8 divided by gt2 square by 8. So you get h1 by h2 equal to t1 by t2 whole square. So rate of the maximum height reached by two different projectiles at a given place, because square of the ratio of their times of flight. Suppose if the times of flight of the two projectiles are equal, then T1 by T2 will be equal to 1. Then H1 by H2 will be equal to 1. Or H1 equal to H2. So if two bodies are projected with different initial velocities at different angles, theta 1 and theta 2 to the horizontal, such that their times of flight are equal, then the maximum heights reached by them will also be equal. Even converse is also true. The maximum heights reached by the two projectiles are equal, then their times of flight will be equal. The times of flight are equal, you can write T1 equal to so if the times of flight of the two projectiles are equal, then the maximum heights will be equal. Then time of flight of the first projectile in terms of its initial speed of projection, an angle of projection is given by T1 equal to U1 sin theta 1 by g. The time of flight of second projectile is given by 2U2 sin theta 2 by g. So you get, if the times of flight of the two projectiles are equal, then U1 sin theta 1 will be equal to U2 sin theta 2. That means the vertical components of initial velocity, vertical components of initial velocity will be the same for both the projectiles. So now I am going to summarize the whole discussion I have done so far about the theory of projectile motion in oblique projection. So those who are interested in writing the notes, they can get ready with the pen and paper. So I will be showing you the notes or summary of the discussion on the screen, including the calculation. That means almost a mere is a part of a repetition of what I have already discussed in the previous class and today's class till now. I'll be showing you on the screen. I would like to show you the PowerPoint presentation of the summary of the discussion. So those students who are interested to write the notes, they can write the notes. Wherever they require a pause, they can keep a pause. First you start looking at the screen. First, oblique projection. We are discussing in projectiles. Consider a body projected with some initial velocity u bar directed at an angle theta above the horizontal, theta not equal to 90 degrees, such that it moves in a vertical plane only under influence of gravity after projection. So those who want to copy the notes, they can take a pause and copy the notes. This can also be taken as the definition of the projectile motion. So body which is projected with some initial velocity u bar at some angle theta above the horizontal, such that it moves only under influence of gravity in the vertical plane, and then it can be called as a projectile. The acceleration of the projectile is equal to the acceleration due to gravity, which acts vertically downwards. So the acceleration of the projectile is equal to the acceleration due to gravity, which acts vertically downwards. The horizontal component of acceleration is 0. The horizontal component of the velocity of the projectile remains constant during the entire motion under influence of gravity. These 2 points are the important points applicable both for oblique projection and also horizontal projection, which we discuss later. The horizontal component of velocity projectile remains constant during the entire motion under influence of gravity. So for motion in the horizontal, we choose the point of projection of the projectile as the origin here, and the horizontal direction passing through the point of projection. As the x-axis and vertical upward direction passing through point of projection as y-axis. The angle which the initial velocity u bar makes with the horizontal direction is called angle of projection of the projectile, denoted by theta. So for motion in the horizontal direction, can write ax equal to 0 and vx equal to constant. That means vx equal to ux. That means horizontal component velocity at a point P in the trajectory will be same as the horizontal component of initial velocity at the point of projection. So we can write v cos alpha equal to u cos theta. This is equation number 1. That means I am numbering those equations which you need to remember. Here alpha is the angle with the velocity v bar makes with the horizontal. So those who want to copy the notes, they can take a pause and copy the notes now. This is the diagram showing roughly the path of the projectile. Here y is the point of projection, theta is the angle of projection, u is the magnitude of initial velocity, ux and uy denote horizontal and vertical components of initial velocity. This is the point P in the path of the projectile at time t after projection. Velocity v bar at this point P makes an angle alpha with the horizontal direction. This v bar can resolve into rectangular components vx and vy along the horizontal and vertical directions. Y is the displacement in the vertical direction from the point of projection. X is the displacement in the horizontal direction. If you want to copy the diagram, you can take a pause and copy the diagram. So where alpha is the angle with the velocity v bar makes with the horizontal point P at time t in its path. So displacement x in the horizontal direction can write vx into t. That means displacement in the horizontal direction is covered with a constant velocity of magnitude u cos theta. So I can write x equal to u cos theta into t. You can call it as equation number 2. For motion in the vertical direction, can write initial velocity uy. Initial velocity in the vertical direction denoted by uy. That is equal to u sin theta, and acceleration in the vertical direction denoted by ay equal to minus g. So acceleration is constant in the vertical direction. So those who want to copy the notes, they can take a pause and copy the notes now. The equation of the motion for vertical direction are vy equal to uy plus ay into t. That means vy is the vertical component of velocity at time t after projection. You can substitute uy equal to u sin theta and ay equal to minus g. So you get vertical component of velocity of time t is given by u sin theta minus gt. That is equation number 3. Similarly, using the equation s equal to ut plus half at square for vertical direction, can write y equal to uy into t plus half ay into t square. Can substitute uy equal to u sin theta and ay equal to minus g. So y equal to u sin theta into t minus half g square. This I call it equation number 4. Next, using the equation v square minus square equal to 2as for vertical direction, can write vy square minus uy square equal to ay into y. Can substitute here uy equal to u sin theta and ay is equal to minus g. So vy square equal to vy square minus u sin theta whole square equal to minus 2gy. This is equation number 5. So those who want to copy the notes, they can take a pause and copy the notes now. Velocity at any instant is given by v bar equal I cap into Vx plus j cap into Vy. Of course, you understood that I cap is the unit vector along the horizontal direction along positive x-axis. J cap is the unit vector in the vertical upward direction along positive y-axis. And its magnitude is given by v equal to root of Vx square plus Vy square. You can copy the equation number 6. You can take a pause and copy the equation number 6. Next, I would like to discuss show you the calculation for velocity at a given height y. From equation number 5, I have written previously Vy square can be written as u square sin square theta minus 2gy. So in the equation 6, you can substitute Vy square equal to u square sin square theta minus 2gy and Vx equal to u cos theta. So those who want to copy the notes, you can take a pause and copy the notes now. We are going to substitute Vx equal to u cos theta here and Vy square equal to u square sin square theta minus 2gy. So in the equation v equal to root of Vx square plus Vy square, can substitute Vx equal to u cos theta. Vy square will be u square sin square theta minus 2gy. Next, you can take u square common here, the first two terms within the square root symbol, so that you will get under root of u square into cos square theta plus sin square theta minus 2gy. And cos square theta plus sin square theta will be equal to 1 for any value of theta. So you get magnitude of velocity at a given height y above the horizontal plane of projection. At a given vertical displacement, y is given by v equal to root of u square minus 2gy. So you call it as equation number 7. So I am giving the numbers for those equations which you may have to remember, which we directly use in while solving numerical problems at later stages. So those who want to copy the notes, you can take a pause and copy the notes. So from the last equation, you can see equation number 7. For a given initial speed u, the magnitude of velocity given height is independent of angle of projection. This you can copy down important conclusion. For a given initial speed u, the magnitude of velocity given height is independent of angle of projection. If you want to copy the conclusion, take a pause and copy the conclusion. Coming to the discussion about direction of velocity. If alpha is the angle made by the velocity with horizontal direction at time t after projection, then tan alpha you can write Vy by Vx. You can substitute from equation number 3, Vy equal to u sin theta minus gt, Vx equal to u cos theta. This you call it equation number 8, which we may directly use in numerical examples. So you can divide each term separately with the denominator u cos theta. U sin theta by u cos theta becomes tan theta. So you can also write the same equation as tan alpha equal to tan theta minus gt by u cos theta. If you want to copy the notes, take a pause and copy the notes. At the highest point, Vy equal to 0, V bar equal to I cap into Vx. So in the equation, V bar equal to I cap into Vx plus j cap into Vy, if you substitute Vy equal to 0, you get V bar equal to I cap into Vx. And if you substitute Vy equal to 0 in this equation, you get tan alpha equal to 0 or alpha equal to 0. That means velocity at the highest point is same as the horizontal component of velocity. This is an important conclusion. Velocity of the projectile at the highest point is equal to horizontal component velocity. That is, you can written as u cos theta. Some of the numerical problems, you may be given the speed at the highest point of the path of the projectile, for example, as 10 meters per second. Then you have to take velocity at the highest point as 10 meters per second means Horizontal component velocity 10 meter per second. Copy down this equation number 9. If you want to take it, if you require time to write the notes, you can take a pause and write the notes. Time of descent is equal to time of ascent. Time of descent is time taken by the projectile to move from highest point to the horizontal plane of projection. Time of ascent is the time taken by projectile to reach the highest point. That you can write uy by g, where uy is the vertical component of initial velocity. So time taken to reach the highest point is equal to u sin theta by g. Copy this equation number 10. If you want to copy the notes, you take a pause and copy the notes. Time taken to return to the horizontal plane to the point of projection or time of flight is given by capital T equal to ui by g, or 2u sin theta by g. Maximum height reached by the above the horizontal plane of projection is given by h equal to ui square by 2g, or you can write u sin theta whole square by 2g. Write it as equation number 12. So if you need time to copy the notes, you take a pause and copy the notes. I will continue this my PowerPoint presentation in my next class.